welcome back once again to another episode of the Britball, the Stance Britball, where I get you some of the perspective and viewpoints, stances of some of the British players in and around the league, talking about some of the topical things that have been happening since our time away. A lot's happened since our little time away. Today we're going to be looking to chat to you guys about some of the updates in the Prem South, the Prem North, some of the stories that have been happening in and around the league with certain media outlets, as well as people coming for a little bit of smoke before looking into finally getting into the playoff picture, as well as some of the borders throughout the league from the official statistics. Before we get into all of that, don't forget to like, subscribe, add yourself to the channel. We appreciate it a lot. And I'll let these guys introduce themselves before I finally introduce myself again. So we'll start off with, go ahead.
Want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead. You're the new guy.
All right. It's great to be on the podcast, finally. Jamal Fredericks, currently play for the London Warriors, captain of the GB squad, played in the GB squad for the last, 10 years probably more, no, probably 10 years, yeah, same amount of time.
Is that existing captain?
Still existing captain. They haven't done a vote yet, so still existing captain. But yeah, that's about it.
No.
UE Bullets, Bristol Aztecs, GB under 19, Southwest Trenches.
Junior Shirley Paul. Currently playing cornerback at the Coventry Phoenix. Part of the GB setup, cornerback. Previously coaching at Birmingham Lions as the DB coach. At the moment, kicking my feet up, middle of the season.
We're getting towards the end of the season now. And Nelson, often referred to as Nelly, but always introduced as Nelson. Play at Coventry Phoenix alongside Junior, getting towards the throes of the season. GB also alongside Jamal. And yeah, I used to coach in the Uniball scene, being in charge of the Birmingham University, as well as in my earlier days coaching at Loughborough University. So let's get straight into the first, looking into some of the Prem updates, looking at the South first and foremost. And one of the things that's happened while we were away, which was, we were talking about London Blitz, certainly, saying that they've shown a little bit in this season. And they've managed to scalp a win against Bristol, 26-24. Talk to us about it, T. Like, what's happened there?
I mean,
of
course, like, we asked the question last time, like, did I think we would win the game? Of course, I thought we'd win the game. I'm never gonna go anywhere saying that we're not gonna win. We're not gonna win the game. But from the first game, it was clear like they were building up to something, and that first game could have been a bit different had they potentially not had some mistakes happen. I think this next game, all credit to them because kind of stuck it out to the end. It was close until final quarter, final couple of minutes. I think we had a fumble that allowed them to then kind of ice the game. I think they nailed out the game.
So how did it go, sort of like quarter by quarter? So how was the first quarter? Were they scored up then, or second quarter? How was it sort of quarter?
Oh man, to remember the thing, I'm pretty sure they were up at one point.
Did they score first?
Yes, they were winning. Yeah, they were winning.
So they were up
like 13 something at some point. 13-0.
It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't a good showing, but once again, like for me, showing like how far even in the season they've come, and I had the opportunity to talk to their DC and their head coach on Saturday, and they basically said their goal for the season was to kind of rebrand a little bit, kind of, bring Blitz back to life, change some of the old ways of doing certain things and just bring in new energy, new players and all this kind of stuff. And their goals were to win every game that they were supposed to win, which they won, and then take a win from either us or from the Warriors. So for them, based on their goal, successful season, and I know that they're actively recruiting now. I know some of like the older under 19 players who are playing at uni have been like contacted by them via Instagram saying like, if you live in London, we'd love for you to come down and play. So
that's excellent, because I'd say even if they hadn't won this game, and clearly it was a tight game, and maybe you guys should have won, but they're the ones that got the job done. I would argue that a lot of their goals they would have met anyway.
Yeah,
because like it was very evident in the way that they were handling and working some of these teams that they should have beat convincingly, and then being in a game with you guys beforehand.
Yeah.
That they done a good job. And normally we would look to only put one of these up, but and that would normally be the home team, which is why Bristol's is up. But I really do appreciate the graphic that they put up here.
And the interview. Did you guys see the interview they did after?
I didn't see the
The Baffa, the Baffa official one is really good. Rory does really good content creating for the thing. So they've got I'm not sure what his name is, but one of the I think it's
Ronald, number 11?
No, Ronaldo's not there.
There's number 11. They've got a really good deal.
I'm not sure who it was, but he was talking that stuff, man. And when you win the game, you can get away with that.
He was talking that stuff.
whipping up that win they've got up here.
Now, obviously,
Sorry, quick question. As you're an ex-Blitz guy,
I just gotta say, all of that, we're the ones in the playoffs. Because we allowed you to be there.
Let me say
we
something.
allowed you to be there.
Say something.
We could have lost to them and just get you to.
This is where the Warriors guys. This is where the Warriors
But
guys.
there's nothing in your soul that would have allowed you to.
Hey, it was considered. We considered it.
You would have done that
because we didn't want to play. We didn't
You
want
would have. TA would have done that.
See, that was the problem. This guy never never heard of.
I know Warriors culture more than some of them.
But don't make it sound like. Look at it making it sound like we didn't make the playoffs. Like we allowed you to be in the playoffs. And based on the score, we'll come to it. You could have easily been. You would have been in the playoffs.
TA would have never let you lose a game.
You guys didn't allow them. Let's be real. You guys didn't allow them. Because even in that, the whole allowed them.
We could have.
The jokes were. Let's not.
I can hear it.
Yeah, it was outside your control. It was outside your control.
But if you had then decided to lose to them, no matter what you would have told me the plan was, that would have been worse.
Fair.
Let me say something here. Do you remember when I said that no matter how well the Blitz do, if they don't make playoffs, none of this matters?
It matters.
No,
what did you just say?
It definitely does matter.
When you said
I hear it, but I've got.
It does matter. It does matter.
No, I'm just going back to the point. Back to the point that I was saying is it's good that they've managed to bounce back. Very good. They haven't made the playoffs, but it's very good that they've managed to do something to you guys because next year that's going to mean so much more.
Yeah, no, I
as long as they keep everyone.
I think so this game obviously they win this game. We'll talk about the next game that they had as well, but considering it was and that first game, I still got to point out it was close. They had 2 fumbles on the goal line, but we beat them by 2 scores. In one game. I think you guys beat them by
13. No, it was 13. 20.
No, the first.
It was 40 now.
Exactly. So they beat them by 40, and then the next game, it becomes a closer game here. And then the first game was close. Once again, give them their props. But then it's
would you
close both times?
Would you have said there was any complacency from the Bristol side in terms of how they approached the game or how they prepped for them?
I don't think so. I think we were very aware of what the team did the first game.
Did everyone play? That was normally. So you were missing some key.
I know
that's irrelevant. I know it's not relevant
because I feel like this is going to come towards me. Can the energy go this way?
Sorry, but that's so irrelevant.
I'm just asking questions. I want to know the game.
Availability is the best ability.
What's the relevance? Even if they rocked up with 5 people.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
The game wouldn't have gone if it was 5 people.
No, yeah, but my point is at the extreme. But is it?
What do you mean? People matters. I want the ELF. These guys matters. Your imports matter. The imports are not there. It matters. That's the guy you pepper. That's the chemistry you built.
Sorry. So as an ex-Blitz guy, you said rebrand. I'm not sure, but I think TPBF is a thing that's always been.
Yes.
What does that stand for?
Team Pride Blitz Family.
Oh, okay, cool.
Only came with FTB, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. These guys are weird.
Only FTB matters.
I won't lie, yeah.
You lot had BDSM once, innit?
FTB is the only thing that matters, bro.
Hey, that's the year that they lost to you, man.
Do you know what Oh, man.
It was weird, to be fair.
Yo, please reminisce. I like when you guys reminisce about your...
Oh, wow.
Balls deep in silver medals.
Who's that? The Blitz?
As in the Blitz. That's what
balls deep in... Oh.
That was... Okay, I just want to say... That was the offense. That was a QB. In there, I'm pretty sure Joe Thompson was the QB at the time.
Yeah, but moving on to the Blitz's next game. So not only did they manage to scout the win against you guys, which is certainly impressive for their season, and their season has only been going upwards. But then looking at the score, once again, unfortunately, these games aren't streamed for whatever reason. The Blitz had a relatively close game against the Warriors, considering it was 40-0 the first time. Like, I would say this is relatively competitive. I know it's close to a 2-score game, but I think it's relatively competitive, or 2 full scores anyway.
No, I agree. Like I said,
You're not saying you let them.
We were going back and forth on whether or not we want the Blitz to win or not, whether or not we want Britball to be in the playoffs or not. So I couldn't quite decide.
They're going back and forth. None of them had a choice. TA wasn't losing.
No,
that's a thought experiment. I'm even surprised they even say that.
I know, like, you know what I mean? So, hey, you want a little difference. Because I'm not worried. The thing is, as a warrior, you never worry. Like, we never went into this game thinking we would lose. Bearing in mind, this is a later game in the season. I think based on how the handling happened, the 40-0, we gave a lot of guys opportunities to show themselves. I didn't really play that game. Cedric wasn't at that game. There's a lot of people that wasn't there.
I ain't gonna lie, that's such a cop-out when you don't
you
stream
can say
your own
whatever
games.
you want about it, but at the end of the day,
we got no proof.
But the win is a win. The win.
No one was there.
Fair enough.
To be fair, verified. I know that it was rotation early.
Rotation, yeah.
And then seconds.
We need to know who is able to stand if we get injuries, and we put them in a position to test them. And we do this every year. Every year we have what happens at certain every year we have people who are at any team. You get people who are disgruntled, and they say they wanna. Hey, I don't know why that guy's playing over me. I can show up. Let me have my chance. And every year we put them in these high pressure situations to prove a point, because you go get film review and you pull it down. You're like, hey, so what happened here? Look, you're playing. We do this every year against a very good opportunity. I thought
you'd be able to, with the kind of scores that you run up. I thought you'd be able to do that in every game.
We could do like, every game if we played everyone 24/7, but you don't need to, because at the end of the day, we'd already made playoffs. It doesn't really matter. It's whether or not we come first or second, but it's playoffs. It doesn't really matter who comes from the north. It doesn't really.
No, I mean more like, because at our team, for example, rotation isn't as frequent because you might very likely are still in the game in the fourth quarter. But if you're like playing a team that's not scoring, not getting first downs or anything, are you not rotating from then?
Not really.
When I hear some of the people talking about wanting to retire early because of their bodies in your team, and I'm like, you guys don't even play as much as some people.
No, we don't, and that's an issue. But we've also got an older team in general. So we have to preserve them. Yeah.
Man's there like, but these are all my youngers. Like,
I know.
No, to be honest, I thought Rob Warren was like 25.
He's not.
He's like close to 30.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's someone you're trying to say, oh, that's the future. That's not the future.
No.
That is not the future.
I was all wrong on that.
That's what I'm saying.
I've known Rob a long time.
And a lot of people think this of the Warrior players that we're
another one.
Yeah.
Cedric is young.
Yeah,
he's a lot older than
26, 27. You know
no,
what I mean?
But I mean, like, as Cedric, how many reps have you actually played?
Cedric's played a lot of reps this year, to be fair.
Why is Cedric playing that many reps at the Warriors?
When winning
is there
40, 50, 60?
When you're winning the game by that many? Like,
that might just be a positional thing, though. In terms of like, there might not be in the ends of that game, so you have to play. But if they were, you'd be out of the game. But do you think Tom? You'd be out of that game. RDC would have took him off time ago. You know what I'm saying? So we don't really, but there's games we put guys in, we're like, here's the game. Like I said, the Blitz came, because we had intel on the Blitz. I would say, we prepped. We could have done better, but there's certain things we took for granted. They didn't play. Their QB got injured from the QB got injured.
Know that their QB wasn't going to be playing.
Yeah, we knew. Yeah, exactly.
Makes this result even more impressive.
We didn't. First of all,
makes this result even more impressive.
Yes, I know. And I will give prep to the Blitz. We didn't think they would come. We didn't think their tight end would come out. The GB tight end now, I think, is come out, and props to him. He did his thing. He came out. He actually moved the ball.
Do you know his name?
I can't remember his name. He's a new GB tight end. He's from I can't remember his name. But he did his thing. He actually couldn't pass the ball, and you can tell Blitz went away and schemed for us. They schemed to take away our ends. They did read options on every end, so we had to. The ends weren't allowed to crash in and do it. So they schemed, and I can see it. But like I said, when it comes to putting guys in positions that wanted to start, they weren't ready to handle the adaptation of the scheming that happened. When you have someone like that's old and understands, be like, oh, this is what they're trying to do. This is how we're gonna adjust. When you put a fresh guy in who doesn't understand that, he's just trying to do his job. It's like, I know you're trying to do your job, but we're gonna have to change it because this is what we realize is happening.
I hear it. I would expect a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. They struggle with nuance. And then on top of that, and I know this is not an excuse, but the Blitz field is horrendous. It was a rainy day. You can't.
I think I've spoken about it on every.
I know. You cannot. I know, but you cannot. Like, I know you say it's hard to run a ball or do anything, and when you just slip in and slide in.
You ain't got to explain it to me.
That one, it just
had torrential rain. If you go back and pull up the pictures, it was full. It was a whole mud. It was a whole mud.
Emmerich photography.
It was mud.
Where it was just mud.
Yes.
Like it was.
You can't run, and I know you guys don't want excuses, but these things matter. We've all played GB.
I'm not saying they matter to a degree, but like they were playing in the same field. And based on what you're saying,
hold on. Can I ask you about
home field advantage?
This is what I'm asking. Can I ask you
about the
exactly
home field advantage?
The field advantage. They knew what they were coming to.
Yes, okay, fine. They have a slight home field advantage, but based on what you're saying, you've basically said that like they've had competence in coaching because of the fact that they scout and the fact that we're making out that that's some big thing is surprising to me. Then essentially their QB's been injured and they still end up 24-13. Was it the case where like you were beating them 24-0, or was it the case?
We made
the game was close the whole time. They were even within.
No, we were. No, they went up first, but it's because of mistakes in our. I don't know. I'll say that. I'll agree. And this is when it comes down.
7-0, so they were 7-0 up basically first.
I believe so. Yeah, I think they scored first, and then we bit back, and then they scored just before the half. But we'd gone up by then, and then.
I'm going to hit all your reasons, and I think a lot of them are reasonable. But like,
someone
what I
followed
want
the script.
Right?
But what I won't entertain is any sort of like minimalizing of the achievement they've done. But you're talking about we threw these people in because they've been disgruntled the whole season to see if they could do it. They couldn't. We're talking about the fact that
I love it.
Because,
Junior.
At the end of the day, you know what it is? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. When it comes to playoffs, when you're gonna come down, you're gonna get 6 million on you. Then it comes, and you're gonna be like, so does this matter? Does this matter?
There's no need to rush.
Does this matter?
Does this matter? We're gonna talk about playoffs.
So let's not.
Let's put the guns away, man.
We're talking about talking about updates that have happened since we've been away.
Fair.
And some of the updates that have happened is that the London Blitz have kept on their trajectory and even arguably surpassed it to a degree in terms of scalping Bristol and being a competitive game here.
Fair.
And you're talking about we threw these guys in some nuance.
Yes.
It makes it more interesting.
So the people outside look competitive, and I.
You better win that game 60-0.
Better hope it's not you.
Huh? I would be glad to see you guys at Butts.
Well, we're gonna get to the playoffs, boys.
I'd be glad to see you guys at Butts.
This is why I'm here. Spice this up a little bit.
I'm finished. So
I don't need any more of that. If I remember correctly, Nelson was angry at me, bro.
Wait.
Last episode, Nelson was angry at me, boy.
Respect us, man. I'm telling you, man. I've had some guys on my team say, "Yeah, you're right, man. I don't understand what these guys are doing." Like, I'm not saying that we should. In fact, we'll get to that. But like,
so just before you go, I love this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we've got the wins and losses and everything there. I just, when we get to the points for and points against, I think it is just worth noting. If you look at the top three here, the arguable best defense has the least points, followed by 49, 83, 117. Sure. Then the best offense has the most points, then 380, then 264.
Forget all that.
Let's make sure we know that.
I think that's
important. We take a note there.
Because in this division, it's very, very clear. One is ascending and one is descending, right? In the same order. Yeah. Why did you do this like it wasn't factual like everything else you said before that?
4 points against. At the end of the day, it's where you are in the table. And London Warriors, were first. Bristol second, London Blitz. And then Rushmore, as I said, we spoke about them earlier. But fair enough, they stuck it out for the first zone and they finished fourth. Cambridge and Hertfordshire, this is going to sound a little bit harsh, and I don't understand how harsh it is, but if it were possible that two teams should go down, they should both go down. They just haven't been compared at all.
I will say, so Cambridge, when they came to play us, they came to our place to play, they had just about the number. That was the game that I commentated, and I got a chance to talk to their head coach, and I got to give, first of all, the team props for listen, it's an easy enough game to be like, we're not going to do it when you have barely the guys, and then they've got guys who are playing both ways. They have some guys. They got some American guys who are like ballers. Their QB was doing the job. On
They got a receiver from Coventry that was doing bits as well.
So I just and I would if I didn't play against Hearts this year, so I don't really have anything to say. I wasn't there for any of those games, but just because I spoke to the Cambridge head coach afterwards, and I think also the old Blitz head coach Mark Moss is also coaching there as well. But just because I spoke to him, I hear what you're saying in terms of what the table looks like and how those performances have been, but just I want to give a shout out to Cambridge because they're trying to do things the right way. It's just not breaking for them. So I'm not taking. I mean, their performances speak for themselves. But I just want to. I've spoken to him and I want to give him a little shout out there.
Very fair, very fair.
When you say the right way, what do you mean?
I just feel like the way that they're coaching and they're trying to get these guys like it's one of those situations where the team could easily have been disbanded or forfeited a game.
They could have done.
And they show up and they
could have done
give it
Newcastle
their all whilst playing both ways when they don't have the numbers. And like, they're getting after it, knowing potentially what. Yeah, bro. Or like you have the choice to forfeit, and they do.
No, and I agree.
That's what you mean. Okay, I get your
there are
point.
lesser teams that would do so.
It's just and it's not. I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody, but I'm just saying because I spoke to him, the head coach after the game, and I just had to after doing the commentary for the game, I had to be like, listen, like I was calling out a lot of your guys for like making plays. The QB did a good job. And he was just like, yeah, man, look, it's not a great situation, but we're trying to basically stick in there and we're doing the best that we can with what we have. And like just that mentality and hearing it, I feel like it means more. But if I get
it's acknowledging. Yeah.
I think context that makes it like that makes
they
it.
scored twice. They scored 2 touchdowns in that game, right? I think they played pretty well. I think the kid they got one kid who was wearing a Coventry Uni helmet as well.
Okay, yeah,
wide receiver.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Coventry Jets. He's pretty good. I wish I remembered all their names. But
I remember their names.
Just consistently like calling out their names for making plays, or whether on offense or defense, like they're getting after it with a handful of guys, basically.
And based on what you said,
also the same thing. We have to wait for like the 23rd, 24th person to show up.
Yeah.
And one of them was a girl. One of them was to make up the numbers, and they played and they bowled out as well. I think so.
And to be fair, like although I said like both of them should go down, we haven't added some of that context. Like I have a greater appreciation for it, and they've earned something from that. They've earned the right to rebuild over the off-season and get a chance to go again because they finished above Hurts, assuming that it stays this way. So they can work in the off-season. Hopefully it's not as difficult next season and they can be more competitive. So they've earned that right.
Do we know who Rushmore playing next? Are they playing top 3?
No.
No, Blitz have Cambridge the next, so
and Rushmore has Cambridge. Yeah, because I think those 2 games matter.
Rushmore has Hearts. Okay.
Blitz have Cambridge.
I was going to check if they could beat that 100 mark for the 0.4. So they should definitely do that against Hearts.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rushmore are in a position where they could have done it against anybody. Score once.
It's possible.
It's not impossible.
Any given Sunday, right? It's possible.
They got points from you though, right?
I think they got points off everyone. They got points off of Bristol. They got points off of everyone.
Potentially.
It was 57-7, wasn't it?
Well, that's the South. That's the South, but no doubt.
Let's get to the North. This is what I want to talk about.
Yes,
I want to talk about the North.
I'm happy we're here.
Yeah, say.
Fair updates on the North, some of the stuff that's happened.
Jeez.
Straight after our last podcast, we ended up playing EKP. This is after they'd taken 2 losses away from home on the bounce. And then they decided to come down to visit us down in Coventry. And it ended up being a 28-28 tie.
So please, explain to us what happened.
Game of the week, man. We had to show the people. It was a game of the week.
What were you showing them?
So I'm just going to start and end like real quick. On the last episode, I was talking that stuff. And that's because I believed in it. On the day, my performance wasn't as up to standard as usual, but we charge it.
True, baby.
We charged it. So Fraser scored a touchdown on me. Okay. The other...
It was Struan that scored. The one where you...
The other ones, I just said I got involved in...
Don't bait him up.
Things that shouldn't have been happening, but Struan scored, Fraser scored, I think the QB scored, and Fraser scored twice, actually. Fraser scored twice.
On you?
I wouldn't say that.
Or was it 2? It was just 2 touchdowns.
There was a hitch and go. I bit on the hitching go and slipped.
So that's one on you.
That's one on me. The second one, the ball's been thrown into the middle of the field. The safety is there.
Yeah.
Fraser's there. I arrived last.
All right.
We all collide, and somehow the only person that's standing.
You cleaned out the safety.
I wouldn't say I cleaned him out because we've all gone for the ball. I felt the ball touch my hand.
Right.
But it's one of those ones where you feel it. It's like, all right, cool. The ball's down, and then I hear everyone screaming and stuff. I'm like, wait, what's going on? I turn around, my guy's on the floor with me, and he's just running to the end zone.
Mad. Just laid up with the
If I show you the highlight, it's difficult to.
Oh no, we watched the highlights. They were on Baffa.
Yeah, they were.
Do you remember which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm just it's from your perspective.
Well, you should know I didn't clean them out. Yeah.
You just tipped, and then you was looking at your teammate
playing
on the floor
underneath.
together.
I'm playing underneath.
See, this game is a game that reminds me it's a team sport. Like, it's generally. What's up? What I said? You guys are bigger men.
No. Continue, please. Sorry.
Like, because generally, like, normally we do a relatively good job on defense in most of the games. But this game, I remember even in one of the huddles when I was talking to the squad, I was like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
What is the most points scored in a game in the North?
Can you imagine how you picked us?
But like,
What's what?
What was the most points scored in the North?
Points scored in the North in one game.
Wasn't it Newcastle
66.
versus Leeds?
No,
Manchester.
Leeds are not in the Prem. Manchester.
Sorry, not
Manchester.
Newcastle.
I meant Nottingham.
66-0 to Manchester against Nottingham. No, sorry, Newcastle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
I just remember us struggling to get off the field, like missing tackles. Like I want to say it was about 14-14 for a lot of the game, and then but we were playing so poorly defensively.
We should have lost this game.
Was that? But
100%.
Was that but? I think we're down to.
We're down 2 scores for most of the
At
game.
the half, I think we're 1 score down, and then we come out, and then they score, and then we're 2 scores down for the.
You guys battled back because that means what they didn't.
Wait, we didn't only battle back. Our QB gets sacked by Mark Stewart, and when I say we're not going to go on about how Mark's built at the moment, we've done that. Imagine no pressure, no nothing. O lineman's completely missed him. Yeah, this guy nails the QB. Our QB, I don't know how old he is. I think he's like 19 or something like that. Yeah. You know when Mark's being a gentleman, Mark's patting him, giving him a hand. Yeah, get up. QB's like, nah, up here. He's like, nah.
Pulls that white flag out.
He's like,
we're 2 scores down.
We're 2 scores down. Yeah. QB's like, and this is the QB that has replaced the previous one that we had that wasn't doing so well at the time.
So you bring the old boy back.
He's injured. No, the old boy's not at the game. Like, this guy's injured. We've brought in Nathan Lester, who's like,
I know Nathan.
yeah, kind of wildcat situation. He can throw the ball, but he is also
He's currently coaching at Birmingham
and playing with us as a receiver.
He used to be at UE.
Yeah, Yui.
Yeah, he used to play. He used to be at
I think he's at
twos, UE twos, right?
Well, he played. So November 16th, 2019 was the last game before October 26th, 2024 that we lost, and he was a QB for that.
Crazy. Why you got to
It was
do
against,
No,
it was against Birmingham. That's why it's significant.
Oh, okay. The way you remember that exact date.
I was like, wait, I got lost in it. I was like, where are we? What day is it? Yeah, so it was Nathan. Nathan comes on, and to be fair, like Nathan's not practicing in his position or anything, and he throws a pretty good pass to James Schofield, who one hand catches it.
That's big Schofield.
Yeah. Who, in my opinion, he lands inbound, but they call it out. And then I think the second play, I think maybe Nathan gets sacked, but the QB is like, "Run this, I'm going back in." Goes back in. He's like stiff arming senior players, to make first down, and he eventually. I think he throws a passing touchdown and he runs one in by himself.
What's his name? Give him a shout out.
George Hatfield. Yeah, George Hatfield. Yeah, watch out for George, man. He's a big boy.
Play, George. You saved their podcast.
Oh. Wow.
He helped save us.
Save Junior.
Yeah,
Save Junior.
Because we said on that last one, I was like, you cannot lose to these people.
No, 100%. I sat there and
And you
listened
already
to that.
know the message came quickly.
All I know is that there have been games since then, and like you said, we're in the playoffs, innit? Like we're in the playoffs.
That's what matters in the end, right?
And
You're in the
EKP
playoffs.
season's done. They've done their end of season dumps on Instagram and all that. Yeah, like
this was a game that we came together as a team and managed to win. And the offense, I thought, definitely partly bailed out defense because we struggled at moments.
sorry to interrupt you. A lie. My brother Daniel scored. Daniel scored the equalizer on special teams.
Okay.
That's how it went. But yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, and then, so then it ended up 28, sorry. And even then, we started to defend like a fourth down in order to ensure that the game was over. Like when they were moving the ball on us. So EKP arguably should have won this game. They were 2 scores up for a little bit, and they just didn't necessarily have that lethal blow, to just wipe us out and then win the game. But that mattered to me. We managed to get a point, and that point has been very valuable for us throughout the season. So
I'm telling you, only because of the podcast, I was fuming on the way home because in my head I was like, "How have I allowed that?" But at the same time, they conceded 2 touchdowns to pretty much end their season because it meant that they had to go and win against Manchester.
Right.
Yeah. So if they came away with a win, then they'd be sitting comfortably.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
Yeah, we have to win. And then talking a little bit more about EKP. So when we were here last time, we spoke about their 2 losses and their Jekyll and Hyde sort of performance. But since then, they've been relatively strong. But my question is to the guys here, and just generally, early on in one of the first episodes, we spoke about them being a Scottish super team because of the fact that another Scottish team, Edinburgh, basically collapsed and a lot of their players went there. So you brought in together all this talent. Now, really, what should you be expecting? What should you be pushing for? Should you be pushing to at least be in the playoffs and then progressing onwards? And have they met up to Scottish super team standard, or have they not? Because they got a draw against us, which definitely helped them and helped their way form. 2 couple of big wins against the Vikings. Take that as you wish. And then they were really in a battle against Manchester. And that was a tight game.
So speaking to someone who's part of their program, not as it didn't seem like the super merger that we thought it was. I heard a lot of people had left, as in retired, and then a bunch of people had also moved to flag. But you still just got one team with the whole country. I think that I do think they're a good team. I think they got good receivers. I think one thing that's really confusing is that they've got very competent quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They have probably 3 or 4 competent quarterbacks at every game, and then they rotate them. And it's confusing because they're not, I don't think either of them are exceptional at one thing, but they do the simple things very, very good, which keeps them going.
Yeah,
And
one that was with GB under 19s last year, Reese. He's the mixed race one.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he got injured in the first couple quarters of the season. But he's been out for most of it. But they've still got other guys who have held them the whole way.
Most teams, although they might have better starting QBs, once their QB's done,
Usually,
but EKP, the fact that they have 3 or 4 competent QBs that will just get in there and they're not the same. They'll keep the ball moving, keep the ball ticking, help them score points. Yeah, that's no new feat. But even if they haven't necessarily met super team due to the fact that they've had some people retire, some people play flag. Like you said, they're the only Prem team now, so that's where all the talent.
Yeah, I mean, what they finished? They finished with 4 wins, 3 losses,
2 losses and 1 draw.
and they got 1 more game.
No, their season's done.
They finished.
No. Have they got 3? They got 2 losses, right?
They've got 4 wins,
3 losses. Got you.
3 losses. Oh yeah, because they lost against Nottingham. They shouldn't have lost that game.
Yeah, fair.
They lost against Nottingham away.
Yeah, no, I guess by whatever kind of goals that they had, I think they would have said playoffs. So and it's not too dissimilar from the South, right? Where maybe there is 2 clear teams, maybe there isn't, but they wanted that. They're trying to get a scalp here or there, and maybe that makes the difference. If they could get a result. I think it was a game that they shouldn't have lost. That they lost, losing to Nottingham.
Nottingham,
yeah, because I think then that puts them at 5 wins, and that kind of changes things, right? But Yeah, no, I know the guys up there. I know that they'll be disappointed, but first for a lot of things, kind of bringing the team together, people moving over. Like you got to deal with all of that in practice as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
There's always going to be some growing pains. I mean, there was some growing pains when you guys brought on all of the Blitz.
There might be bad blood between because Edinburgh and AKP were beefing.
Didn't look like it to me.
Huh?
Well,
They had a whole camp. They look to be having a great time. I know they lost they did lose 2 players who I think were starters in the middle of the season. One of them's gone to you guys. Killian Voigt, I think. He's a cornerback.
Don't know.
Okay. Yeah, he's at Warriors now. And he's kitted up at the game. No, he's kitted up at the game. He's kitted up at one of your games.
Must have played against Blitz.
Maybe. I don't know.
No, okay, no, fair enough. Well, like you said, growing pains, and we'll see what they have in the next season. And it's really partly because of the fact that we had a condensed season this year due to the fact that having one less team. It's the murky middle that really just messed them. The fact that they might have lost that game to Manchester initially anyway, but the fact that it was a large loss and the second game was a lot closer, losing to not Caesars, and then also tying with us. If those 3 games had been slightly different, let's say you lose to Manchester more competitively, so then you've got more morale going to the next game, you beat not Caesars as is expected, and when you've got a 2-score lead or a 3-score lead, you beat us, their whole season's looking very different. And that's sure. What it's like when it's condensed. Sure.
They'll learn from this. They'll come back next year strong, I imagine.
And then another one of the updates that's happened in the north since, like we had, unfortunately, one of the Prem teams forfeit. They forfeited against the top of the table at the time. Manchester, it was the Newcastle Vikings. They released a statement. This is the statement. I've highlighted some of the things in the statement, and I found this statement interesting because, like, normally as an organization, when you look to release a statement or you're giving stuff out to the public, generally, like this, sort of unspoken thing is that we are not allies. I just have to give you this information. Mm-hmm. So you try and give as little as possible. Yeah, basically just need to know this is the case, we're working on it. Mm-hmm. But I find it quite interesting that in their statement, they give a lot. They basically give you the rundown. So what's going on? Like, we tried to do this then happened, we then tried to do this, just not in for lack of trying.
Pulling on the heartstrings, yeah.
Yeah, so like, which me, as someone that likes to have information, I enjoy it. I just think it's an interesting strategy. I think we both see. I like the context. It's like, I think it's interesting. I can get to understand what's going on. But like, as a strategy, as a public relations strategy, it's I don't know if it's.
I guess they don't want any rumors out there.
I think transparency.
Yeah, they don't want any rumors out there.
Good, and it doesn't it's not bad when realistically, if you've played these teams, you kind of see if you've played them, you see what they're dealing with. Mm-hmm. They've got 2 players that are carrying the team, and the other players that would supplement that are also they're not playing. Like, I think their starting corner and one of their starting receivers have been either injured or unavailable since they didn't play the game that we played with them, the first game. And that's what Ross Conley is number 14, the receiver. I'm not sure what number 2's name is, but he's a cornerback, sometimes plays special teams and on offense as well. So I know they've had problems with their players that they didn't have last year, but it's still unacceptable. But I think that's why they've tried to be so transparent with it, because it's kind of obvious with some of the stuff that they've had to deal with. And this also was this late that this update came out?
No, it came out before.
It came out before the game.
How long before the game?
Like
a couple of days, a day or two.
They definitely let.
Isn't that late? A day or two before the game.
You don't read the story.
You don't read this. It says Thursday. They were trying to recruit still.
I know. I mean, but that's if you're the other team, that's
yeah. It's late for you regardless.
But then there are potential, depending on the timings of when the rules tend to work. Is there'll either be some sort of fines, you got to cover the cost or something if someone was supposed to come up to you and all this kind of stuff. Like there is enough. There's I can't remember how many, it might be 72 hours that you have to let people know beforehand, because that's generally if you need to cancel a coach or something.
Yeah.
And all this kind of stuff. So
yeah.
And for context, for whoever's watching and doesn't know, if you forfeit a game, you immediately get relegated, right? Yeah.
They highlight, one of the things I highlight here, we know the consequences, integrity, Vikings' immediate future, and generally in the Prem, I feel we can all agree on that it's unacceptable that a team is
100%. 100%.
Like, I know they've tried, but it's unacceptable.
Especially in Prem North, where you've only got 4, 5 teams.
Relegation is that a suitable punishment?
Yeah, well, look, well, what else can you do? Like, yeah, I think relegation is a suitable punishment, but it's more the case that one of the things that I found interesting, I highlight here, is that they highlight that they wanted to uphold it, both for the integrity of the competition, which is a valid point, but also for their immediate future. Because one of the things with this now is that, like, well, we all know what like the new generation is, but generally people join clubs because they either feel that they can get better or they have an opportunity to win. And that's generally what it is.
Yeah.
And so, some people join for the competition, but those are generally the two main reasons. And now with the fact that they've forfeited the game and they're automatically relegated, they're going to go down into Div 1. And with like what was highlighted earlier with Junior saying that their strategy, essentially, we get an American QB, we get someone that's got some talent that he can target, and then we try and figure out around it. That sort of strategy, particularly now if you're not in the Prem, so you're even struggling to recruit, saying that it's the top level, that could just capitulate as you go down. You can just end up cascading down the division.
I don't think it'll happen like that. I think you get to Division 1 for what the team has done beforehand. They'll be able to recruit. Because you got to think a lot of the time, like, yes, say for us in this room, if we had to pick a team, we would know what we're picking it based on. Like, I mean, I went from EKP to Edinburgh the season after EKP got relegated because in my mind at the time I was like, I can really only play Premiership football. That's all I want to play. So that it, you know, you can make that choice, but there's certain people who will only play for a team that's in their area. I don't know. I mean, what other team is about? What team is going to get promoted?
I'm conflicted.
I think American people, it's not like rugby or football. You have these tons of teams. People would rather
you guys are talking from the Midlands.
I agree with him.
From the Midlands.
I agree with him on this.
From Manchester to go to Tamworth.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
It's easier.
It's not.
What else is in Newcastle? What else is
sorry.
up there?
Sorry. So this is the kind of thing that I was getting at, yeah. Because I don't see how they're gonna recover from this. I don't see how they're gonna recover because I feel like Division 1 this year has gotten a bit stronger. You guys are probably not paying attention to it, but there are specific teams that I think have gotten stronger, and I think those teams would give Newcastle a run for their money.
Fair.
And the annoying thing about that is,
but those teams will come up because you guys need two.
So I'm more
all through. You're talking about all throughout.
I'm more talking about like the year after that. Are they still going to be around? Are they going to get relegated?
They've been
around.
I don't think they've been around.
When have we had a playoff team get relegated the following season because they haven't been able to capitalize on their success? It's terrible.
Yeah, no. Look,
I'm talking like Nelly now. I'm like,
this whole situation is not ideal. But I'm saying like let's say I don't want to say Division 1, but let's just say like all through the country, you have players who.
So yeah, in terms of the competition, Vikings' immediate future, and one of the reasons that I think that. Agreeing with Junior that these guys may struggle to and start cascading down structure is also, although I haven't got up here, the head coach has now stepped down with immediate effect.
Mr. Kevin Regan.
Yeah.
Mr. Kevin Regan stepped down with immediate effect, and so they had to pull people together for the game that they managed to play against EKP. And I can give two examples of teams that I don't know in the south, but in the north that this happened to. This happened to Sandwell.
Yeah.
Sandwell Steelers. They had they got into the Prem, got worked in the Prem. Then they went into Div 1, got relegated to Div 2. They're now fighting their way back up.
Double relegation.
And it's now happening to Leicester. Leicester have been yo-yoing between the Prem and Div 1. They've now gone down to Div 1 and they got relegated down to Div 2. This is not an unusual occurrence that happens. And it's really, I think, particularly in the north, because I don't have examples from the south, particularly in the north.
Does this happen in the south?
It doesn't
happen in the south. It doesn't happen in the south.
When you have these sort of challenges, you have to be very aware that like your team can go from being a stalwart in the Prem to just collapsing.
Stalwart?
Well, Vikings is not the best example, but like you can go from being a stalwart in the Prem.
Yeah, like.
But this was a playoff contention team last year because they came down to playoffs last year.
Exactly. They were a playoff team.
They were a playoff team.
His point is more the case they've only been there for 2 years.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but it's the fact that they were.
No. I hear it.
They made it to the playoffs.
They didn't make it to playoffs.
Who didn't make it to the playoffs last year?
You didn't. I mean, yeah.
I'm not even going to entertain that with a response. So
we can do what we did, whatever episode that was, but I'm not going to go over it again. The point I'm making is like, fair enough. For whatever reason, they made it to the playoffs that year. What they're doing isn't sustainable, and I think there should be. I know this is going to sound very extra, but with the kind of things I want for BAFA, I think there should be a zero tolerance policy on this. I think you just
So what? Disband the team?
yeah.
Associate level, basically.
But that's the second forfeit. Is associate. Second forfeit is associate. First forfeit relegation. Second forfeit associate.
Why are you getting given options here? Like
Yeah, but they're going
because things happen
down a level. Like
yeah.
Sorry, we can say things
Going
happen,
down-
but just with the context that T provided for us for Cambridge, get it sorted, get it done.
No,
get it
Even with the
sorted.
challenges that we all
Get
have
it sorted.
challenges. 'Cause
If you're
get it
doing that this year
100%.
after having a playoff summer, you guys finished it. You guys finished. You made it to the playoffs after all that exciting past game stuff you had. You had the promise of an American QB, and you couldn't fill your team with players. It's definitely an issue that other teams shouldn't want to have to deal with next season. Because are they going to do it again next year?
I feel to me, I feel like that's unfair just because they've. I mean, what the Northumbria Vikings before now, the
Yeah.
Newcastle Vikings. They've
Yeah.
been a team, bro. Like
For a long time.
You know, it's not.
Are there any other teams in that region?
That's what I'm saying. You tell me. I don't think
I
there
don't know,
are.
man. I don't know.
So that's why I feel like if this is one of those regional hubs and Newcastle is, and at the end of the day, Durham is still there, and you'll see what players stick around and what players decide that they want to travel to other teams. That it's just not common, I don't feel, outside of the Midlands, because even for the North, it was one mass exodus. But people went go to one team, and then the team that you're closest to, like if you're playing for the Olympians, you're playing for the Olympians. If you're playing for Kent, you're playing for Kent. If you're playing for,
North London playing for Blitz.
It's still regional. Like I say we're fortunate, but barely. It's just Bristol. Bristol happens to be a hub for football. We get some people from Wales come down, some people from kind of like
you guys have a really good catchment areas, especially you got like 3 or 4 unis around.
Yeah, I'm not complaining to be completely honest, but I'm saying like it's still regional. It's so I don't.
That's
I don't
what
see
your
how,
region should be able to offer them.
Yeah, but I don't see how Newcastle all of a sudden, because they get relegated, is now not going to be able to field a team.
No, I feel like the issue is past this. I feel like the issue is past. I feel like they're going to deal with problems like this next season, because if they can't get an American QB next season, then they're going to be significantly worse than they already are. And those teams,
Division 1 football is not about passing football.
They are a lot, but that's how they made it to the Prem, and they're a lot better. Those Div 1 teams this season, especially like Merseyside, Scunthorpe.
Merseyside used to be in the Prem.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Like, how many when you talk about stalwarts,
Rams, whatever.
when you talk about stalwarts, Merseyside were kind of like cockroaches. They didn't want to leave. Like, they were the team that would struggle to fill guys, and they would still.
I guess Merseyside might. No, that's
put on something. Merseyside's like that way. Yeah,
Some of the Merseyside players.
Yeah. So they made efforts to try and stay in the Prem as long as possible, and last year was really peak for them. They've gone down. They've managed to recruit a few Prem level players as well, so they're doing a thing.
As a person who's I've played in.
I haven't seen this table.
Div 1.
Oh, this is the.
Yeah, person who's playing Div 1. I think Newcastle.
Why are you doing that?
Can plug this hole of him taking them free falling. If they get their organizational correct. People play, especially in football, play for. I know they want competition, but they play for organizations. The organization.
Are you looking at points for?
If they can step back and get the organization properly constructed, offer a good offering for the players in sense of like, you've got a little stadium, you got people coming to watch, you're having all these things built up around. I think people will come and play. People will come and play for them. I don't think it will just free fall like that so easily, as long as they just set the organization up. It just depends how they handle it after what's happened now.
What did you react to?
Please, no.
So,
I think everyone wants to know what you. Anyway, go on.
Well, the future will tell, but we'll see how Vikings do and how the forfeiture goes. I know a lot of us don't really see it as acceptable. There's always context in this, and hopefully they don't free fall and they figure out what to do. This is now one of the final aspects of the Prem Updates to the North. So this is the table currently as it stands. There's still a couple of games left. As Junior alluded to, there was one thing that you saw that had you kiki. What was it, T?
Is it what I saw?
No, I was just looking. My favorite thing is to the right hand side. But no, I remember making a legitimate argument as to why Manchester were the better team when we're talking about power rankings. I'm just happy to see that the table finally reflects all the points I was making, and still reflects, points for, still more, points against, way less than half. And then you got in the T column as well, you got one for me. I like Coventry, by the way. Just
no worries. Well, there's one more game left.
I didn't know that you were talking about us. I thought you were talking about something else.
Oh no, you just wanted to rag on Newcastle because they've only scored.
I was being sarcastic, but I didn't actually know they'd only scored 20 points.
No, there's no offense. This is why I see posts coming up, people coming out.
No, wait, you guys are saying that we don't score points, but what I was trying to compare when I asked if Rushmore were going to break 100 is that we're still at least managing to do that. I was surprised that they wouldn't pick up more points from each other.
So maybe it's a lot more competitive in the bottom league than you think then.
No.
So what are we? No, I mean,
if if Blitz came to this league, I think they'd win.
Blitz are finishing second.
Finished? Well, they might finish one.
Oh my gosh.
They might finish one in this league. I can't lie.
Me off. Like, based on what? Based on what?
We don't. I'm just gonna say. I don't.
Based on the tight, stiff competition they gave the top two teams in the country, which I don't think we get from. Yeah.
You don't get from any of you don't.
Yeah, no.
So you're saying that the first two playoff games are both going to be blowouts?
I'm saying that can happen.
We'll talk about the playoffs. Don't worry, we'll talk about the playoffs. But this whole blitz that they'll come here.
You know what? Sorry, this is why I like T. Yeah, because when T hears something that sounds pretty critical, he's like, you know what? I'm not going to laugh at this. If I laugh, I'm going to turn away.
No, T has to maintain. He has to maintain a lovable character.
He's got like neutrality.
There's no chance anyone in Coventry likes me.
No. They don't. No. It's not like that. It's not like that.
Shout out Martin Hilton.
Yeah, shout out Martin Hilton.
I love Martin Hilton.
Shout out Martin Hilton. I love Martin Hilton as well.
Martin loves you guys as well. There are other people there as well. I don't think they have a problem with you guys. Just saying.
No, I mean, no. It's obviously, you guys are you made the playoffs. I think that part is super important.
And we might finish first. We might finish first. The season's not over. We might finish first.
Going off the way
and then your whole points for, points against goes out the window.
Well, not if you beat them 2-0.
What do you mean if we beat them 2?
No, if they win, they win.
No.
We have to win that.
If they win, they win. They go first. They get 2 losses, even if it's 2-0.
Yeah,
but that's you. Even the whole season.
you can put them anywhere in your heart that you want to. You can put them in your heart anywhere.
Then you can go to them and handle them.
So are you man winning that game?
Yes. I have no issues saying yes. We will win the game. Yes.
Calm.
I have no issue saying that.
You winning the game, Junior. Come on, speak up. You got to back.
We're gonna win the game. I just remembered something.
Charlie Martin's
that I'll tell you guys.
Passer rate and throw it to your side.
Why are you doing this?
When is this getting released?
Are you trying to not be the husband?
So probably
Yeah, we won't make it before the game. But I'm
What do you mean?
I'm trying to say something.
Charlie Martin only, like, when we were playing, he did not want to throw. It's either he doesn't like.
I'm not even concerned about Charlie Martin. I'm just concerned about Mr. Penfold.
Well, we'll get into that too. Don't even worry about that one.
Talk is cheap.
But this is
lose this game. You cannot lose this game.
We don't plan to lose the game. Like I don't go into games to lose. And
Nelson, but they don't have 52 of you.
Yeah, they don't.
I'm gonna have a good game.
Like, we don't need 52 of me. Like the people I'm playing.
I will say you're quite an intense human being. I think a lot of teams could do with more of you.
100%.
Right?
100%. 100%. The South London, it makes sense.
I wouldn't mind having Nelson at Bristol.
I wouldn't mind having Nelson.
We don't need 52 of me. We don't need 52 of me.
You're right. Just 4.
We don't even need 4 of me. No, we don't need 4 of me. Like the people I've been through, the people I've been playing with this entire season at Coventry Phoenix, we've been through the ups and downs of the whole season, and we've been hardened by the season. Like, if at the beginning of the season you said you want a certain number of me or a certain number of other people, fine. But at this point, the people that have been in the games, fighting in those games, fighting for a draw, being down, being in tight games, fighting through it, they're the ones that have shown that they can get to this stage of the season. When it comes against Manchester, we're going to show the exact same thing. And I expect us to win.
Release that snippet. Release that snippet.
Get him.
I think anyone that ever goes into a mentality, I'm not saying to be delusional, but anyone that ever goes into a mentality of a game and your only concern is, oh, how badly are we going to lose or we're not going to win, you're thinking about the wrong thing.
Bars.
You're thinking about the wrong thing.
Respectfully, yeah. What I will say,
winning matters.
what I will say.
I know what you're
Even
doing.
for the results, winning matters.
What do you mean? I don't do
Documentary.
winning.
What was I
matters.
saying? What was I saying?
Winning
What was I
matters.
saying? What was I saying?
I don't know.
This guy's.
You're gonna
throwing
add
me
your 2 pence on top of what
off.
Nelson
This guy's
said.
throwing me off completely.
What did I do? Well, winning matters for the results, and winning matters if you want to win the title. It's simple as that. If you
100%.
don't win, you're gonna lose.
I was gonna say, in terms of like, what I will say going on record and all that kind of stuff. This game's not gonna be like the last game.
Okay.
What was the last game?
Terrible.
9-7. It was Manchester's first game of the season. It was their third game.
Fair.
Go and look at what the quarterback was doing in that game. It was just so unfortunate, even for them. Like
Is this streamed?
their punt, their punt game was
New
shocking.
head coach.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
New system.
Yeah.
Lost the OC. Lost.
I know.
We'll talk about it.
Like, just snap the ball to Lenny. What do
We'll
you mean?
talk-
What do you
we'll talk
mean?
about it, 'cause we're gonna
New
talk
system.
about-
Like the ball's going over his head. Lenny, the ball snapped to him. Lenny catches the ball.
We're going to talk
bounces
about
it,
it.
like,
We're going
what's
to talk
going
about
on?
the fact that we're going to play them and now decide who's top of the table. So moving on to that, that's the updates in terms of the Prem South and the Prem North. Now, one of the things like I want to highlight, one of the things that got sent to our group chat, like team managed to bless us with it.
Sorry, what country are you in?
I was in Denmark at the time. Yeah.
Alright, fair. So Denmark managed to find someone that wanted to give some smoke, and I'll show the video. But the overall question I'm looking to ask you, and the viewpoint of some of you guys, is that are we about smoke? Do we need more of it? Do we need people to be more
yes,
about
yes.
atting people and be like, yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna come for you, and are we here for it? And I'll show the quick vid.
Listen, Junior, I got someone that wants to say something to you.
Hey, Junior, I'll see you August 9th. Come line up over me. We'll have a day, bro.
That's Sam Penfold, bro, number 10. He's here for you.
All day, every day, bro. Line up.
He's loving this. You can hear him,
I'm there. I feel like T gave him the script.
So for
Yeah,
those that
we
don't know,
just-
basically,
right.
so Sam Penfold is one of the receivers at Manchester, part of their new core, who's been having a good season, strong season, and he's managed to catch you out in which he was.
Who were you watching?
Out in Denmark.
Oh, it was Nordic Storm versus Rhine Fire.
Who was he? What was he doing? Watching who?
Oh, he knows Chad. He was at
okay,
University of Hertfordshire.
Oh, was he? Okay, fair.
And he's at our very own Junior. Junior is coming for you.
Well, can I just first say, shout out to everyone who watches the pod. Because that's the first part.
True.
People watch it, which
Yeah.
is where this came from.
Yeah, shout out.
So shout out Sam for watching the pod and
Like, subscribe, you know the deal.
Oh, you lot are waiting for me. Like I said, listen up. Like I said, yeah. Number one, talk is cheap. Number two, I guess one of the reasons he's mentioned this is because I mentioned him on the last podcast. Or I mentioned Manchester. Respectfully, I did say one of the guys who's been putting in work was Sam. I don't doubt that he may have been doing it, but I actually got it wrong. I didn't mean him. I meant number 11, whoever that is.
So you're saying he's not been putting in work, Sam?
No, I literally said.
Oh, sorry.
Before that.
I just want to make sure. I just want to make.
I literally said what I was trying to explain is, for starters, to correct myself, I was giving credit to number 11. Another thing is with the way this sport works here. Like, if I line up somewhere on the field and you want to come and dance, you come to my side of the field. I'm the cornerback. I'm not going to be running back and forth to decide where.
So you don't follow the number one guy?
No. What am I doing that for?
You're left and right.
No, I play where my coach wants me to play. So yeah, I'll be playing on the left side because that's where apparently Charlie Martin likes to throw the ball. I wasn't having a lot of fun in the other game because I was on the other side of the field. So hopefully I get to dance with this Sam Penfold kid. But like, yeah, like I said,
Penfold.
Sam Penfold.
I thought you said Simon.
No. Like I said, talk is cheap, man. Come see me. I'll be on the left side of the field and
It's a grown man, isn't it? Yeah, fair enough. Damn, being called a kid live on pod.
I say kid. No,
I say kid because he's new on the team to me.
I haven't seen
He's
him.
new on the team. Yeah,
I
I
didn't
don't
see him
know.
last year. I didn't see him the year before that. So he's a kid.
Sam, come make a name for yourself, bro.
For real, man. I've already done that for myself, and it's time for you to get an opportunity in it.
No, so fair enough. Okay,
You know what I mean?
Bro, I gotta go gym after this. I gotta run a track and Junior just the South Temple kid. Come make a name for yourself.
I'm here. ready to hand over the crown.
And it seems like there's these like small little like rivalries, budding rivalries, or people at each other. It's just not necessarily too public. But do we feel that it should be more public? That people should stand on business and say, even if you lose, it doesn't even matter, because it's more the case that like you're adding to the spectacle that is Britball. Because I know an example, although I don't have it here because it was in a private chat, but the coach said it's fine with me speaking on it. Is the case where like our new DC, Johnny Weeks, became DC at the beginning of the season, and he had the Nottingham Caesars offensive coordinator at him, saying that he's looking forward to playing all over his defense and scoring a bunch of points. In the season, they scored like 12 points total, and I don't think any of them were touchdowns. But like, it's that sort of chat, that sort of smoke. Like, yeah, it didn't work out, and you look a little bit foolish, but we're here for it regardless, because at least you decide to.
Why not?
Especially if it's respectful. I think when it's a bit delusional, like a lot of the stuff that honestly has come out of Nottingham, you lot should chill, especially because you just got promoted. There's nothing to Nottingham Caesars. Yeah, there's nothing to suggest that you guys were going to do anything that you said you were. In fact, the opposite happened. But I'm here for it, man. It adds a bit. It adds a bit to it. Yeah, I'm definitely here for it. Even across the divisions, you've got people going at each other. But I think there's a little bit of. I think that's a bit touchy with some of the stuff that's coming out from Manchester and Mersey. If any of you have seen it,
yeah. I think it's how. I know what you're talking about. But that's what I'm saying. It depends on how respectful it's done. I can tell. This is very respectful. This is a general call out. When you start adding your extra sources and things about private lives or things about how they play, then it becomes too much, because the game no longer becomes about the game. Yeah. Before you know it, if this wasn't respectful, you and Sam Penfold are fighting on the field. I've played Blitz games where we've had this.
I feel it.
And then before you know it, the game is no longer the game. Hey, let's get these helmets off. Let's go.
How close between Ibs and Niall?
You know what I mean? Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know that there's good blood there.
There's not. There's probably not good blood. However, they kept it respectful and they still managed to.
I'm here for this. I'm here for this.
I think we need to do more, but it just needs to be in a. I think it needs to be a lot more control.
This is the perfect situation. Like we would have been talking about it initially.
Yeah,
you've bumped into him for the first time, and
it worked out. Yeah. But what I will say is, I don't think that there's enough people who are willing to talk win, lose, or draw.
Oh, okay.
So this is because I don't really feel like I would be embarrassed. Like if I said, like whoever the offensive lineman is, like, yo, you're gonna get worked, and then we end up losing the game. Like if I lost the game, I talked and I lost. So like
that's
I
what it is.
Move on. Now I think that there's some people who struggle to move on both sides of it. Yes. So if I was to talk trash to Jamal and he, the Warriors lose the game, right? Maybe he's good, like we're fine because we
okay, yeah.
Or if he didn't say anything, now all of a sudden he has something to say. Or if he wins, I was like, oh, see, you was talking, now you're not talking. It's like, nah, like I can take it because I said it.
I'm gonna do you were talking, now you're not talking, but I'm not. Put the knives away. We're not fighting.
You already said what you had to say. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
it happens a lot.
Don't hear that.
I think, like you said, it happens a lot within games. Like I said, playing Blitz this year, it happens, especially when they go up. After winning, the championship belt comes out. It's over the shoulders in the sideline. They're making playing Bristol, biggest game that happens all the time. Benzie does it sometimes when he's made bitch touchdowns. He's starting to, but the thing is, it gets the game going.
It's big touchdowns
when he makes.
You say big touchdown?
He made a big touchdown, I guess.
I thought you said something else.
No.
I just wanted to confirm. That sounded like something else to me. That's why I was like, that was a big touchdown.
No.
You what?
I think he...
No, you guys are going to hear it back on the replay. You're going to see why I thought that.
But yeah, no. I think it's good for the game. Especially... when you're playing in games that you need that you should be to motivate yourself. Yeah, that's not a problem. But sometimes the game needs a bit of extra sauce just to get it going, just to hype it up a little bit.
I definitely agree. As long as there's levels to it. I think certain things some people are completely cool with. I think some things get taken out of context when you don't know the genuine context of why people are doing things in some of those situations, like this, for example. So within
he's not atting you on social media, having never spoken to you.
This what we're moving on to. Because
highlighting and what we're moving on to. So that's what I expect. Now, another thing that's happened lately.
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I mean, I didn't speak about them at all, but I have to give shout out to the Blitz of what they're, because like playing against them, you can see that they are well drilled and they're a very hungry team because they're young.
I think in general it's been, like you said, net positive, but I think what really brings them down is just their whole interaction with their followers. I think if they were better with that across the board, then they won't have any of these. They shouldn't have any of these issues. Like,
no, I like easy wins too, but the nature of our season has been is that it's been tough situations, and I think in the playoffs, regardless of what's happened in the season, you will have your tough moments.
We haven't played to our full potential, so you know.
I like this.
And the playoffs tends to be a different beast, but yeah, similar to how you guys said, I think it's impressive what they've done. Like, I've known many a team that would not be as strong and have had a stronger season that they've had, considering the upheaval that they've had.
All-star team, take the best players from one team and then try and make.
We didn't take them. They chose us.
Yeah, cool, but you accepted them.
They chose us.
Considering the smoke that's been between Warriors and Blitz, you guys accepted them. You didn't say no.
No, we accepted
And
everyone.
they made
If you came,
Did they make you better?
we made them better.
Did you? Did
No,
they,
we made
they
them
made
better.
you better.
No, we made them better.
It's
We made
significant.
them.
You
We
just
made
come
them
off
better.
losing two back to back.
We made.
Playoffs. We're finally into the meat of the season, playoffs. And these are the 4 teams. 4 teams have been decided who's going to go to playoffs.